and welcome to the VITEC channel. In this episode we're going to be talking with Mark Rushton from VITEC and Lorna Garrett, co-founder of Garland Partners. We're going to be talking about latency. Every millisecond counts. Or does it? Let's find out.
Mark, if latency in video delivery wasn't important, then we wouldn't be talking about it. But it is, and so we are.
Yeah, so latency, Lorna. Essentially, it's the glass-to-glass delivery, so the delay between encoding to decoding. Essentially can be split into three primary sections or elements. The encoding side, which is the compression overhead, adding on things like encryption or stream protection, chunking it into those packets to send. The network, which typically you don't have control over, that sits in the middle. And then the decoding side, which essentially is converting all that data stream packets back into a video again. The overall time is your latency.
So there's going to be times when latency is actually more critical in some applications than others. Definitely things like sports broadcasting, esports, online auctions, gambling. I mean, all of those are going to demand sub-second latency. You've got fans nowadays who can choose the camera angle of the match that they want to watch. You've got in esports commentators who are commentating on what's happening in the arena. So in those cases, you can see it's all driving more and more interactivity.
Exactly, and you want to have the latency as minimal as possible. If you take a live stream, you want to control that. What you don't want is any delay, which is obvious. So we've all seen that stadium example where you've got a singer on stage and behind them is essentially a 2-second delay of that performance.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good.
I've been there. Okay, and also I suppose let's look at other examples, like at the Olympics. You know, you're going to be needing remote commentators to be putting languages on the same feed.
Yeah, and if I could just stop you there, because we've actually got a slide of that which we can look at while we carry on.
All right.
So as you can see, exactly as you pointed out, you've got this element of live commentary. So the feed from the stadium is coming to the commentators, who may be located anywhere within the world, to add their commentary and then send it back. Overall, obviously you're looking at a delay section there of around about 300 milliseconds.
Okay, good example, isn't it?
It is fantastic. And I think that's where the choice of your encoder and decoder is so crucial. You want to combine the minimum latency you possibly want, because typically you don't have control over the middle bit, which is the network or the internet, as in some cases. I think, you know, when you're looking at hardware, it is a dedicated platform.
So what's VITEC's approach on this?
Well, we do hardware and software solutions, as you know, but when you're looking at a dedicated hardware platform, it's designed for that job. It doesn't have limitations that maybe the platform may have on the software things. And so you've got things like low latency and ultra low latency capabilities within our product portfolio.
What sort of figures are you looking at in ultra low latency?
Ultra low latency is about 16 milliseconds glass to glass. With the verticals that we supply to, such as military, sports, broadcast and medical, you can imagine scenarios in all those cases where latency has to be as minimal as possible, and that's what drives us to produce those products.
So in summary, it's important to consider the workflow, is that what you're saying? And to be able to then offer a range of latencies appropriate for the specific use case.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thanks Mark and Lorna. Great insights, really enjoyed that. If you want to find out more, then do head to vitec.com, and in the meantime, stay safe and we'll see you on the next show.